Hi, everyone. Let's talk about this Trump warrant and talk about the court that issued it and take a look at the actual documents and some reactions of people that just taking a look at this search warrant. And some people are for it, some people are against it. I am an attorney. My name is Rob. And just right off the bat, just a quick disclaimer. I'm not giving any legal advice during this live stream. For entertainment purposes only, if you do have a legal issue, make sure that you contact an attorney of your choosing to get in person legal advice. Now, as an attorney, whenever I see somebody's person being searched or somebody's house being searched, the police or law enforcement gets a search warrant. Something in my mind, something in my legal training just says, was everything done correctly? And even President Trump, anybody, any citizen of this country deserves to have legal process and due process followed and the legal process followed. So, what we want to do today in this quick live stream is take a look at what the judge said about unsealing the information that the FBI presented to the court to get a search warrant of Mar-a-Lago. They had to the FBI had to submit some pretty lengthy documents to get the judge. It was a judge magistrate, David Reinhold, I think his name was, Reinhoft, to get him to issue a search warrant. He did hear from other interested parties. I think it was yesterday, and the uninterested parties were media outlets who wanted to know what was in the documents that caused the judge magistrate to issue a search warrant. So let's take a look at that. I just want to make sure the stream health is okay. I have been doing a few live streams and I just want to make sure everything technically is working okay. And I usually don't get a whole lot of views on the live stream, but I do sometimes get some views from people who look at this after I post it, after the live stream is over. So if you're one of those viewers, thank you. I really appreciate you joining in, even if it's not live. Believe me, I do. And this stream isn't going to be extremely long, but I do want to get on and give you some of this information. So let's take a look at the court documents. If we could make sure this is okay. Here we go. So this is my first time looking at these court documents too, and I just wanted to give all of you an opportunity to take a look at what some of the documents that were filed in this case. And let's just scroll down here a little bit longer. This is a document called let me just get my picture out of the way. It's a second notice of filing redacted documents. So redacted documents are, think of it this way, somebody files a document in court and you take a look, don't know, you take a look at some of these documents, these sentences. It says the United States hereby gives notice. Let's say the attorney for the FBI or the Department of Justice didn't want people to see the first line of this document. You would ask the court to redact that first line. So redact basically means it's a fancy way of saying whiting out certain aspects of a document so the public or other people looking at the case can't see what's written on it. So this document is a document saying what was filed in the court, a cover sheet, the government's motion to seal the search warrant, and the court's order sealing the warrant and related material. So the government, the Department of Justice, is looking to seal all the documents related to the Trump raid, to the court, I should say, issuing a search warrant so the FBI could search Trump's residence at Mar-a-Lago. And let's go down just a little bit further. I just want to make sure we get this terminology right. And again, I am an attorney and I'm not actually. We're going to take a look at some of the comments. And this people on both sides. Some people want it released. Some people don't want it released. People who dislike Trump, some of them don't want it released. Some of them want it released. They feel that if the public sees what's in the affidavit accompanying the search warrant, that people will actually maybe change their mind about Trump. Some people love Trump, some people don't like Trump too much, but no matter if you like Trump or you don't like Trump, we can all agree as citizens of this country that people deserve justice, people deserve due process, whether you're somebody cutting lawns or somebody, the president of the United States. Not that there's anything wrong with cutting lawns, but you get the idea. If you're just working for a living, a blue collar job, nothing wrong with that. But you deserve just as much justice as former President Trump. If the courts, and I'm not saying this has happened, but if the courts can do whatever they want regarding a former president, or the FBI can get a search warrant without probable cause against the president, just think of what the FBI or the Department of Justice could do to somebody that doesn't have the resources and the clout of former President Trump. So this is a cover sheet saying that this matter originally was a matter pending in the court, and is this matter, let me just zoom in on this a little bit. I think we can. Just give me a second here. Again, I'm the guy who. So did this matter originate from a matter pending in the northern region of the United States Attorney's Office? Did this matter originate from a matter? Really, the stuff doesn't seem to matter too much. So let's scroll down just a little bit to see what we can see. And the next page is a application for a warrant by telephone or other reliable electronic means. So it looks like the FBI made an application for a warrant via either telephone or some kind of electronically, maybe Zoom, or whatever means that they did, but it didn't look like it was in person. And this is located in the Southern District of Florida. Let's just go to the next page because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot here. I just wanted to quickly show you this anyway. And here we have another page. It's not too many pages. I think there's one more page left. This is the Department of Justice's motion to seal the information that was in the court documents. Let's just take a quick look at this. The United States of America, through the United States Attorney, moves to seal the search warrant and all accompanying documents until further order of this court. The United States submits it as good cause. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. The United States here further requests that, pursuant to the court's procedure, that these are highly sensitive documents. So the Attorney General's office is basically asking the federal district court to make sure that they don't release any of the documents because of the sensitive nature of the documents. Now, I would expect the Department of Justice to say that, and in a way we can all understand possibly why they would do that, but in a way we're talking about a former president of the United States, and that I think everybody's pretty curious to know what exactly what went on. So here's an order by the Justice Bruce Reinhardt sealing the search warrant and accompanying documents, and this was dated the 5th day of August 2012. Now, yesterday, certain parties went into the federal district court to ask the judge to unseal the documents, and here we have an article regarding that. And we're going to take a quick look at this also. And I want to zoom in on it a little bit so we can both see it a little bit better. And we're going to read it and see what this says. We'll scroll down just a bit. We have the picture of the famous Mar-a-Lago residence. I'm going to take a quick look. I just want to zoom in on this as much as I can so that you can see it. So it says former President Trump's legal team faces Thursday morning deadline, which was yesterday, concerning looking at this information contained in the affidavit. Department of Justice said it opposes making any of the affidavits, any of the information contained in the affidavit public, claiming that it would just impede their investigation, I guess you could say. And they claim that they're afraid that if they release some of the information, that some of the witnesses that are cooperating in the investigation might be revealed and they might face harm. I'm not exactly sure how that would work, but if disclosed, the affidavit would serve as a roadmap to the government's ongoing investigation, providing specific details. Again, I'm not sure if that's a great reason to seal it. If they don't have a strong case by now, if they went into a former president's home and searched it and took information out of it, I'm not sure what kind of investigation is going to be compromised if they reveal some of the information that was disclosed in the affidavit. The hearing is being held Thursday. It already took place. And from what I understand is the judge is going to consider the information contained. Uh, let's see here. The Associated Press, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, the broadcast TV networks, CNN, and others have argued that the release would help the public determine there was reasonable cause to search a former president's residence. So that makes sense, and you can see a wide variety of press outlets wanted that released. And here is another article. Just take a quick look at this last article. I think it's kind of interesting, and you tell me what you think about this, but a lot of people are talking about this, and I wanted to take a look at some of these comments if we have any interest in this. I wanted to take a quick look at some of these comments on this article in this document right here, and we're going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it, and I can see it better. So the judge says he's inclined to unseal parts of the Mar-a-Lago search affidavit, orders the government to submit redactions. Like we were talking about at the beginning of this live stream, a redaction is taking part of a document, sentences out of a document, or just words in a document and whiting them out just so nobody else can see what was written. So the public can't see, so the news press outlets can't see. Sometimes you can kind of guess what they are, but then if that took place, then you probably have to white out or redact more of the document than in that way it might not even make a whole lot of sense. So we'll see what's redacted out of this document. We can see a picture of the Mar-a-Lago residence here. That's the residence that was searched. And let's go down just a little bit here. And I want to take a look at some of these comments because those are kind of interesting too. Let me get my picture out of the way. Zoom in here just a bit. So the judge said on my initial careful review, there are portions of that can be unsealed. Reinhardt said after a hearing where top government lawyers contended the documents release could jeopardize the investigation uh, that's still in its early stages. The reason I kind of chuckle is because I'm not sure what determines a top government lawyer from a bottom government lawyer. I mean, a lawyer is a lawyer. That might maybe the attorneys that are arguing this case are senior attorneys. I'm not sure, but I think if you're an attorney, then you have the qualifications to make an argument before a judge or whoever. So that's why I was kind of chuckling. Um, in a written ruling after the hearing, Reinhardt said, I find that on the present record, the government has not met its burden of showing that the entire affidavit should remain sealed. That's good. I think that means this guy is paying attention to the public, paying attention to people saying, we want to know. This is probably the most important search warrant that was served in decades on a former president, unprecedented, and we want to know whether or not there was probable cause, or at least some kind of really, really serious reason for issuing the search warrant. The judge said he would give the government a full and fair opportunity to make redactions to the document. I've seen a lot of redacted documents over the past in my practice, and sometimes if you look at a redacted document, you can't make heads or tails of it. Every other word is redacted, or huge swaths of a paragraph are redacted, and it just doesn't make any sense. So I hope that doesn't happen in this situation, but we'll see. Uh, the judge gave the government until next Thursday, along with a legal memorandum justifying the proposed redactions. He said he would then review the documents in other order it releases if it agrees that the redaction or he's going on with the hearing, the government if disagrees. So we'll see what happens. The judge added, if they can't agree, obviously he's going to make a ruling, which is what a judge is supposed to do. And it looks like from what he's said so far, he's definitely going to issue something in this case. So let's just quickly go up here, and I'm not going to a Patriots game tonight, so but I wanted to get online, and I wanted to let's see if we can see these comments. Okay, continue. Breaking news. I'm not going to read this whole article. Yeah. I'm not really sure what the comments are, but I did take a look at some of the comments earlier, and they basically centered around some people wanting the documents, the affidavits to be released because it would show that the FBI had a serious reason for going into the Trump residence. That was Democrat or Republican. I think and some people didn't want it redacted because they were just siding with the FBI and trusting the FBI. I would like the documents to be released if it protects some people's identities and that doesn't compromise the document, then and it gives us a good sense of why it actually took place. I could live with that. I'd like to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate whoever joined this live stream. Thank you so much. And for all of you who see it on replay, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. I post videos just about every day, sometimes more than once a day. I am an attorney licensed to practice law in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I have a lot of experience in law. I was also a major in the United States Marine Corps. I was trained in law at the Naval Justice School in Newport, Rhode Island, at the Naval War College. So I have a lot to offer. I have a lot of legal information. I was a candidate for the United States Congress. So I come at these videos from a perspective maybe you haven't heard yet. And if you like the way that sounds, I would invite you to please follow me, subscribe, and hit that notification button Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all a happy weekend and a good weekend. And I'll probably be posting some videos over the weekend. So take care, everyone. Go Patriots.